I'm Bonnie, and I don't remember a day in my life that I didn't know Sandy. Pam and Sandy lived kitty-cornered behind us and next door to my grandparents. When I talk about growing up with Sandy, it has to include Pam, because it always seemed like there were the three of us. I wanted to touch on a few things that we did when we were growing up. When they were little, they had a fenced-in play area on the side yard, and I was a year older and knew how to unlock the gate. That side yard became our play yard. We played wiffle ball and sardines and ball, and every night the kids would come out, a whole gang of us from the neighborhood, and we'd play all evening. Pam and Sandy and I had nicknames for each other. They were Salt and Pepper, and I was Butter. We had a secret club, and we had a secret alphabet. And a few years ago, Sandy and I surprised ourselves by remembering the secret alphabet. Don't blame me. I have a copy if you need it. Rick, their dad, had a movie camera. And he loved to videotape us doing silly things, rolling down a hill with a barrel. We were supposed to be in it, and so was the dog. And doing a dance to Do Wah Diddy Diddy. Does anybody remember that dance? Well, it was silent movies, so we looked really silly when you finally saw them. He also had a huge tape recorder that we loved to tape and play on. Well, they had, Sandy had a date one day, and I think she was breaking up with a fella. So we called it Fox's Den in their house. And Sandy and the friend went into the den, and Pam and I had turned on the intercom system. And we took the tape recorder up to the bedroom and take the conversation. Well, you all know how sweet and loving Sandy was. Don't get her mad. When she found out, she wasn't very happy with Sandy was a Girl Scout. We played the tape for her. She was a Girl Scout. She was involved with the youth at the church. They went camping every summer and horseback riding. They wore braces with those awful retainers. And they had a dog, Bruno, a beagle. That was our neighborhood dog, but it belonged to Pam and Sandy. And Sandy could play the piano. Pam and I took lessons, but Sandy could play. And then at night, they had to brush their hair 100 strokes every night. So when we had overnights, I would help them brush their hair, these 100 strokes. Well, last year when Sandy was sick and I got to visit her, and I got to help her wash her hair and brush it. But she told me I didn't have to do the 100 strokes. It seemed the three of us were always up to something. When they had their bedroom on the 3rd floor, and before the room was finished, the ceiling wasn't plastered yet, and Pam put her foot through the ceiling. Don't ask about that one. And all the fiberglass and insulation came falling down on Pam and all over the bed. So we had to figure out how to patch that ceiling and how to wash the sheets without cheerful finding out. So in all our wisdom, we decided from the 3rd floor we would throw the sheets out to the downstairs ground where the laundry room and the basement were. We didn't know Cheerful was sitting in the kitchen looking out the window. She saw the sheets and the pillowcases falling from the sky. And then the Christmas tree year. Rick wouldn't get the tree yet, and they were bugging him to get the Christmas tree, So he went out in the yard, in the rock garden, and chopped off the top of an old straggly pine tree and brought that in. And the kids are like, "You've got to be kidding." And he said, "If you fuss, you get the bottom half next year." Well, we decided to make the most of it, and we invited all friends over, and we strung popcorn, which Pam buttered the first batch. And we strung Fruit Loops. That was the best tree ever. And there were marriages. And when Sandy and Jack got married, Pam and I found out where they were going on their first wedding night. So we decided that we would go over and wait for them. And so Kit and Pam and I and some of the others hurried right after the reception, got over there and waited in the lobby and waited in the lobby. And they had gotten wind of it and switched the hotels. So the joke was on us because we spent hours waiting for them. Oh, Rick did. Yeah, he got the, he found out and switched the
practical jokes.
Yeah. He got everybody going. And babies came along. My firstborn daughter is named after Ramsey. As we got older and went our separate ways, we always kept in touch. And we visited across the country to each other. And we'd always laugh and giggle, just like no time had ever passed. Sandy was a precious child, precious daughter and sister, wife, mother, and grandma. She was my lifelong sister friend. She was my prayer partner. And I will miss her every day of my life. I love Sandy Fox Ramsey. But I have comfort in knowing I will see her again, and we will laugh and giggle like we were kids. Thank you.